Don't put that in the intro this time. What's going on, guys, and welcome to the next episode of Penthouse Finance. In this video, we're talking to you guys about how to be cheap without actually being cheap. And you know, there's a lot of talk around being cheap. Oh, he likes to save money. All he cares about is money. And that's one thing. But realistically, we're just giving you guys some tips and some tricks. Shut the Who's this guy beeping? Realistically, we're just giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to save money and not appear to be cheap around your friends, because obviously, you know, in this day and age, everybody cares about how they look, about what car they drive. It's pretty much a constant competition with social media just to keep up to your friends. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about, is actually changing your mindset. So when it comes to, you know, social media, Instagram, all you see is the good, but you don't see the bad, you don't see the struggles, and you don't see what kind of lives people are actually living. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is social media and actually changing your mindset and learning to forget about the constant competition with your friends. So let's give you guys a quick little example. We've got Johnny right here. You know, Johnny really likes how he looks. He wants to keep up with the competition. So what does he have to get? He has to get a nice car. How much is Johnny's car actually costing him? Did he buy it? Did he lease it? What's Johnny's job? Let's just continue on a little bit about Johnny. So Johnny has a nice car. He needs to get that nice condo. So now Johnny's got a car and a condo. He's living the life. But what does he actually do for work? Because on Instagram, it says he's an influencer. It says he's a photographer. It says he's an entrepreneur. But realistically, Johnny's working an office job, 9 to 5, normal income. He's making 50 grand a year, which is respectable. And there's a lot of people who work just an office job, 9 to 5, and live a happy life. But Johnny thinks he's a celebrity. But what does Johnny not have? Johnny doesn't have net worth. He's got shadow wealth. So what is shadow wealth? Shadow wealth is the perception of being rich. You know, you've got that nice car, you got that nice condo, you got an amazing career, you're happy. Every weekend you're having fun with your friends at the club. All you do is party. It's a fantastic life. But what happens if Johnny was to lose his job? If Johnny was to lose his job, the whole house of cards would unfortunately crumble. So that was a quick little example, and I'm sorry if I described whoever's watching this video, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to give you guys smart advice to save money, to build real financial wealth, and build a foundation that's actually sustainable. First tip, set a budget. So let's say you've got a goal of having $100,000 saved up in stocks. It's a big goal. How are we gonna get there? So we gotta set a budget. How much are we making versus how much are we spending? That's the first most important thing you should take a look at. If your living expenses, like the essential stuff, car, house, food, if you can get that down to, let's say, $2,000, maybe you're making $4,000 a month, you spend $1,000 for fun. Let's say you have the goal of saving between $500 to $1,000 per month. That's a budget. So look at your finances, take a close look, and see what are the certain things that you can actually give up. So you are gonna have to make sacrifices if you wanna change your life and you're not really willing to work harder, get a second job, because you really have two options. You can get a second job, you can work more hours at your job, you can start a side hustle, or you can keep that same job, make the same amount of money, just make a few sacrifices in order to save that money for whatever you're looking to buy. All right, guys, so the second thing we're gonna talk about today is, in fact, eating out versus cooking. So who likes to eat out here? I definitely like to eat out. I like all different kinds of foods. My favorite foods actually are Chinese food. I love my noodles, I love my hot pot. There's so many different things that I love when it comes to food. And I just love to eat out. But let's be honest, guys, it's a huge expense. You can easily spend $50 to $100 every time you eat out. If you're looking to go on a date and you don't really want to go to a restaurant, you want to save a bit of money, my best advice, find that same dish online, find a recipe, go to the grocery store, see how much money you can save there, play a game. Oh, let's only spend 40 bucks. We're gonna buy all the stuff, we're gonna cook it at home. And to be honest, sometimes that's more fun because you get to interact with the person and it's actually more fun. I've had some of the nicest dates just simply cooking together at home. That brings us to our third topic, cars. Everybody loves cars. I love cars. I'm a car enthusiast. It comes down to cars. Cars are a huge expense, and what do cars do that's not very good? Cars depreciate, so they go down in value. So when do cars lose the most amount of their value? Within the first couple years, usually of when the car is new versus it's 2 or 3 years old. At the end of the day, it really comes down to what you value and then your budget. So how much are you dedicating towards those essentials, the car and house, versus your savings, and then whatever else you want to spend your money on. All right guys, so let's jump to the next thing, and the next thing is, in fact, your coffee. And your coffee might seem like it's essential. Coffee's sure essential to me. I love my coffee. I love my tea. Let's face it, I love my caffeine. So what happens when you make your coffee at home? Well, you can technically save a couple bucks every single day. So let's put that into perspective. In 1 month, let's say you go to Starbucks every day. Let's say you get that pumpkin spice latte or whatever the heck you're drinking for $3 to $4 every day. That's almost $100 per month. That's over $1,000 per year. At the end of the day, personally, caffeine's caffeine. I'd rather buy an espresso pod. Not to mention, I save time. And some people just love the cafe environment. I can definitely relate to that. I go there with my business partner all the time. We talk business. But if you love that cafe environment, maybe just limit it to like once or twice a week versus going every single day in the morning. You'll be amazed how much money you save up. If you're very serious about saving money and you really want to aggressively attack those goals, what you should do is you should start a new account or start a little piggy bank and call that the coffee savings fund. And every time you want to go for a coffee, you say no, you make it at home, and you put $5 in that coffee pot, and you'll be amazed how fast you start to save money. It all starts with just changing things, and that's one thing that I can think of, because it might seem like it's nothing. Oh, $3 here, oh, $4 here, $5 here for the coffee. It's essential, but at the end of the day, everything counts. All right guys, so now we're gonna talk about a very interesting rule called the 24-hour rule. So with online shopping, with Instagram, there's ads everywhere. Basically, these ads are showcasing all the newest, latest, amazing things. We've got the hottest designer bags, we've got the best cars, we've got the latest cell phones. Everything's so exciting, and I want it right now. That's our generation. I want my stuff right now. I want to buy it. I don't care if I have enough money, and I'm not going to wait for it. 24-hour rule is basically, if you see something you want, you're about to impulse buy it, write that down, and then in 24 hours, go back to that, see if you still want it, and chances are you're probably not going to want it, or it's going to be a lot less tempting. So anyways, try to follow that rule and see how many times you actually don't end up buying it, because there's been so many times that I wanted something. Personally, I'm a big fan of Ralph Lauren, and I'm still trying to find these all black Ralph Lauren shoes. I'm gonna put a picture up there right now. If you know these Ralph Lauren shoes, where I can buy them. It's happened to me so many times. I've been looking online, then I see something else, I put it in the cart, I'm ready to buy it, and I get distracted, come back even like an hour later, and I'm just like, I don't really want that anymore. So you can just like throw that out, just like chuck it out. All right guys, getting into the next part of this video, and it's very important because there's two things that I want you to do. So the first thing is you gotta subscribe to Penthouse Finance. But realistically, what I'm talking about here is unsubscribing. So unsubscribing to those email lists, unsubscribing to those accounts. Like I know you wanna follow Gucci's account. I know you wanna see all the models with all the hottest bags. I know you wanna follow that account that posts all the sweet pictures of the clothes and the travel photos, but honestly guys, it really comes down to social media is actually using that to constantly feed you temptations. Really take a close look at those accounts that you're subscribed to. Unsubscribe to the ones that are tempting, and it'll be a lot easier day to day for you just to not be so tempted. All right guys, so the last thing we're talking about today is credit cards versus a line of credit. And many of you guys might have credit cards that you don't pay off every month. And personally, that's really painful for me to hear this. Credit cards carry interest rates beyond 20%, which in my mind, it's just painful. It's just painful to hear, painful to know that that's actually happening in this world. These companies should not even be allowed to charge that much interest. But anyways, it's happening. So what I think you guys should focus on really is paying off those credit cards, and if possible, looking at a line of credit. A line of credit, what you guys don't know, is just like a credit card. You could actually use that line of credit to pay off your credit card and pay way less interest. That's something to look into. That's something that will help you dramatically down the road, and just learn to use credit for you, not against you. I say that's one of the most important things, especially nowadays when money is so cheap yet you should not be paying 19, 20, 21% interest on a credit card. All right guys, that brings us to the end of this video, and I hope I offered some funny, helpful tips when it comes to budgeting, saving money, and how to be cheap without actually being cheap. You know, it's not about, trying to save that dollar here. It's not about trying to cheat your friends out of the cab ride. I'm guilty for that so many times, and I apologize to all my friends when I'm sitting in the back seat and I'm actually just, I hope I'm not gonna pay for this ride. And anybody who knows me knows that I was cheap back in the day, so now it comes down to. So for anybody who knows me, knows that back in the day I was super cheap. All my friends used to call me cheap, so that's why I made this video. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to first off smash that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and smash the like button. Drop me any comments. Let me know what you guys think about Penthouse Finance, and drop in the comments below what you guys would like to hear about, different topics. I'm pretty much open to anything, and we'll keep having fun with this channel. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in our next video.